Oh crap!
Hey, what up? Hey,
What up, though?
what up, Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, friends, and welcome to the September 5th, 2024 edition of CP Sports. As always, I'm your host, Chris, and today we are joined by Mike. He's back.
Hey, what up? It's good to be back. September's my favorite month. Football's back. It's getting cold. What's up? What's up, guys? What's going on? Yeah.
So, as we all know, the NFL is finally back. And things are underway. And what a way to start the season with yesterday's game. Things got heated all night on the Ravens and Chiefs sideline as the refs were a bit lenient with their calls. I would say they wanted us to see a pretty brutal game, which was really good. Didn't have no complaints about this one. It wasn't a blowout. It was actually tight the whole time. Well, not the whole time, technically, but it came down to the wire. And as we always would think, with Lamar on the field, Mahomes on the field, obviously this is going to be a barn burner, right? So it came down to the wire, like I said, and it also came down to toes. Hey, toes. But the Ravens were down 20-27 at the 10 with only 18 seconds left, and Lamar had 3 shots in the end zone. The first one floated to Isaiah Likely, but Lamar got it off a bit too late as Likely was pushed out of bounds and had a shoulder injury scare. Take 2, wide open Zay Flowers ran right past the target, and I thought he could have at least turned around and tried to grab it, but that didn't happen. Then Likely was back on field. Jackson throws down the middle, and boom, Likely catches it. Third time's a charm, right? But
Yeah.
it wasn't. It wasn't. Instead, after review, they overturned it. Likely's toes were right on the line. So the clock expired, and the Ravens ended up with a devastating loss.
Hey, you know what? They only have themselves to blame. I don't know who was calling the plays, what kind of strategy they had. Did they forget that they signed Derrick Henry? I think they forgot. I mean, in the first drive they gave it to him 5 times, right? But the whole game, they gave it to him 13. So it's just like, he had 5 in that first drive, and then 8 the remaining 3 quarters after that. Lamar rushed more times than Derrick Henry. Like it was 16-13, something like that. What are you doing? Well, you signed this guy, and he's only going to run 13 times. You need to bully the Chiefs. Why were they trying to pass versus Mahomes? Lamar go throw for throw. He dropped back like 40 times. Well, who was making those decisions? I don't get it. I don't get what the Ravens were doing. They're supposed to bully the Chiefs with Derrick Henry, run the ball down the throat the whole game, slow down Mahomes so he doesn't get back on the field a lot. It was pretty easy strategy, I thought, but Baltimore had other plans, I guess. They just wanted to,
They had other plans.
they wanted to have a repeat of how they played in the conference championship last year. No adjustments, same gameplay, Lamar running around, X factor plays, and Likely didn't catch the ball, which was very likely. So it was kind of annoying to see that. Like they had the tools.
Well, Lamar did still pass for 273 yards and a TD. Don't you have him on the fantasy league?
Yeah, he killed it. He
still went off.
100-yard rushing, touchdown rushing. I got 25 points in fantasy, so thanks, Lamar. But I'm sorry you couldn't win.
Sorry you couldn't win.
You have this 280-pound running back that's only going to run the ball 13 times. You're going to lose. Like, come on.
Yeah, well, Likely showed out too himself with 9 catches and 111 yards with a touchdown. On the other side, Mahomes missed only 8 targets, which was really nice to see with 291 yards passing and a touchdown. He also had a pick, though. He ended up passing Len Dawson. I don't know if you know this, as the Chiefs' all-time passing leader within the first half, coming in at 28,424 career passing yards in the regular season. Mahomes only needed 84 more passing yards to surpass Dawson. So now he just adds to that reign.
Good job,
And then Xavier Worthy was another big one. He put up 47 receiving yards with a touchdown catch and 1 rushing touchdown with 21 rushing yards. Pacheco rushed for 45 yards with a touchdown, and Rashee Rice showed his worth again with 103 yards with on 7 targets it was. And I would say, gauging off this performance, you can say rookie Xavier is worthy to start on your fantasy league. He cracked 20 points in PPR and likely was the other big dog on the opposite side of the field, putting up 26 fantasy points.
Imagine if we got
Now, I went against a guy who had those, and he did not start them, so haha.
Hey, they're only gonna get better. It's crazy how good Xavier Worthy is playing already in the
Yeah, it is.
And once he starts gelling even more at Mahomes, that's gonna be scary, dude. And then I don't know what's gonna happen to Rice. I don't know if he's gonna go to jail or not. We'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, they still have to wait for that, right? And that's why he was able to play, because now it's different. They're able to play until proven guilty, I guess.
They got that Taylor Swift money. That's what they got. Around.
Taylor's like, nah, I want him on the field.
Nah, he playing.
He stays there.
I said he playing.
Well, it's a pretty cool season this time around, as we don't have to wait for Sunday to see another game. Actually, we just have to wait until tonight. The Eagles and Packers go head-to-head at 7:15 Central, but it's only on Peacock, so that I don't know if I agree with it only being on Peacock. I mean, come on, y'all own NBC. Just throw it on there, too.
Stream it. Just stream it. I don't know. Is there a way they could both lose? Because I mean, I don't.
No, I can't, man. I got Brown in there. He's got to go off for me, which I'm sure he will against the Packers.
Yeah, I got Jalen Hurts in my other fantasy team, so yeah. Right.
Now, speaking of QBs, or no, not QBs, excuse me. As the Eagles rival Dallas Cowboys, there's still no new developments on Dak's contract. He said they're working on it, but that's all he puts out there. You know, Dak has all the right answers, always. So they'll be facing the Browns Sunday at 3:25 Central. Deshaun Watson returns from breaking a bone in his throwing shoulder, and both QBs are vying to prove their worth, as Watson hasn't lived up to the hype he built in Houston, and Dak looks to ink a new deal, with their every move being analyzed and dissected by 7-time Super Bowl champ Tom Brady as he makes his broadcasting debut.
It's going to be the most watched game of the week, probably until like later on in the season. People are going to tune in because it's the Cowboys, and they want to see the Cowboys lose and Tom Brady. They got everything they need for this, and it's time, 3 o'clock, Sundays. It's going to be a good matchup between the Browns and the Cowboys. Both teams are trying to just prove themselves that they're in playoff contention, or they're in that whole higher status of teams. We have a lot of good matchups in this. We got Tyler Guyton versus Myles Garrett. We got Trayvon Diggs versus Amari Cooper. And then, like you were talking about, Dak's trying to show everybody that, hey, give me $1 billion.
I still deserve it.
Sign me a deal. I hope he gets paid. Even if it leaves.
Make me a deal.
I hope he gets paid. If he leaves Cowboys, fine. But as long as Gary's there.
No, dude, it's like I mean, it's been sitting there for a while. I know he's a great quarterback and all when it comes to the regular season, but once we hit the postseason, there's always issues. I mean, y'all have been dealing with some injuries here and there, losing players that retire, whatnot. So I don't really know what's holding it up. But I'm thinking Dak's probably going to end up going to another team, but he's going to get paid. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. They got CD. Let's see how he does. I'm not really looking forward to the season that much, but I still got to root for the Cowboys. So.
I still got to root for the Cowboys. I like that. Now, speaking of QBs and the Texans, CJ Stroud enters his second season after setting all kinds of records last year, coming away with the AFC South Division title and a playoff victory. That was without Houston's new potential stars in Mixon, who had 4 1,000-yard seasons with Cincy, and Diggs, who had 4 straight 100 catches or 100 catch seasons in Buffalo. They will open the season against rivals, the Colts, at noon on Sunday. The Colts look to end a league high of 10-game losing streak in the season opener, and fans hope to see more from quarterback Anthony Richardson after, he just only played 4 games last season and went out with that season-ending injury and had to have surgery back in October. Now, last season, Stroud exposed Indy's young, inexperienced secondary, and I don't think this time will be any different. They didn't do much work on that side, so I think we're just going to see another season-opening L for the Colts.
It's crazy that the Texans have to do all that just to lose to the Cowboys. It's crazy, man. I mean, if you want, that's cool. That's cool, I guess. It is looking exciting to see all those explosive players on one team. Let's just see if they can work together and that chemistry will be there. Stroud has already proven himself as, leader. He's got that proven role already. Like, it comes natural to him. Yeah, they should beat the Colts, no problem. But since it's a division game, I think it's going to be real competitive.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be competitive. I see it still being somewhat of a close game. I would say probably something around 27-19 or 20. So, something around that field, I feel like will end up being the score.
Yeah, definitely.
But since you brought the Cowboys back up, their division rivals, the Washington Commanders, just recently fired their vice president of content a day after a video surfaced where he claimed the team's players are homophobic, accused Jerry Jones of being racist, and called Roger Goodell a $50 million puppet. Now, the VP of content made these statements while on a date with someone he met on a dating app, but she was actually an undercover reporter. Now, Eteen told the reporter during his date that, quote, over 50% of our roster is white, religious, and God says F gays. And then he kind of explained himself, it's their interpretation. I don't buy into any of that. And then another big chunk is low-income African Americans that comes from a community that is inherently very homophobic, end quote. He also went on to say, quote, I don't think the commissioner of the NFL hates gay people, hates black people. Jerry Jones, who really runs the NFL, I think he hates gay people and black people. Etienne also called the NFL's social justice initiatives performative, stating, quote, it's not done out of the goodness of their heart. It's done because George Floyd changed the game. It's to make as much money as possible. The NFL cares about the bottom line like any corporation above all else, end quote.
Wow. Crazy.
He just went off.
You know, I think this
I
calls.
mean, it's someone he just went on a date with too, so it's like kind of weird. You're just going off on this date, just
Right,
talking
that's
crap
weird.
about.
Well,
But go on.
this is like this is their best chance to change the name back to the Redskins. Let's just, you know, boom. Everyone's happy after that, right? Is that you know, there's a petition going around. They've already had 140,000 signatures to change the name back. And,
Dang, I didn't even know about that.
A lot of Native American organizations are also significantly pushing it also to change it back. I'm all for it. They never changed in my book, so, you know, it'd be all good. I think that would be great. But that guy, man, the vice president, how do you do that? Why do you do that? Like,
So now he is jobless. But staying on the topic of football, and not the one that you throw, but the one that you kick. Cristiano Ronaldo reached his latest milestone in Portugal's UEFA Nations League with a historic goal against Croatia. Excuse me.
what?
Putting them up at 2-0 in the 34th minute, making his 900th goal, becoming the first men's player in history to reach that milestone, as Portugal went on to win 2-1.
You mean Croatia? Is that who you're talking about? Oh.
Yeah, Croatia. Excuse me.
Yeah, I haven't been following soccer that much. If they don't got Messi, I don't even look into it.
Messi's right behind him too. I think Messi. I can't remember because I didn't type it up on the notes. But Messi's right behind him with whatever it was. I think it was like 800 something points. And then Pele, he is third with like 700 something.
Dang, that's awesome. Well, good job, Ronaldo.
Now let's move forward to some more stuff. Something that I know Mike wants to get into, as Naoya Inoue remains undefeated after his 7th round TKO over Doheny.
That was crazy.
Yeah, over there at the Tokyo Dome. He's been fighting in Tokyo for a while, so many keep wondering, when will he fight stateside? Well, it seems that it's in the works. After Inoue's Tuesday victory, top-ranked CEO Bob Arum said the Monster would return to Las Vegas for a big celebration in 2025. The fight will likely be against Sam Goodman, whose the mandatory IBF title shot is due. But who else would be a viable opponent for the Monster, who has just been bulldozing through this division?
I don't think it's going to happen just quite yet, but I think Bam Rodriguez is going to fight Inoue. I don't know when. He still has to get a little bit of weight up, and I think Inoue
What about
has to
Huto Nakatani? Excuse me.
Oh yeah, he's good. I thought he fought him already, but I guess I got the names mixed up. Guy's a good fighter too. They probably will put him against Inoue before they put Bam. But I think in the end, we want to see Bam versus Inoue. They're gonna probably make it happen, but it's not gonna be anytime soon. But that was a crazy fight.
We'll have to see what happens. But go on. What were you gonna say?
Oh, the way he finished him, he was just boom, boom, like body, boom, 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 body, and like it was like a delayed reaction to his punches. He tried to walk towards Inoue after he got hit, and he just couldn't. It's like he shut down, which happens when you get hit in the liver. You just shut down and you can't even walk. And it looked crazy. People were like saying things about like what happened, like what just happened. Like they couldn't explain it. But yeah, it was just
because he like it was a body shot, right? He like kind of fell, no, not fell, but he stumbled.
Yeah, like it was delayed. Like he got hit hard later. Like he felt it later, and he's like, "Oh, damn, I can't even do this." Well, yeah, so,
I left Pat's message up there. So this one came up, and I figured we'd go on and talk about it. What do you think, Mike?
Mixon, Henry, or Barkley? Who has a better year? Hey, that's a good question. I'm gonna lean towards Barkley because he's just in a high offensive power team that likes to run the ball a lot. I was gonna say Henry, but it looks like they don't even know he's on the team yet. So I think Barkley.
He doesn't really have any blocker tight ends to help him out there.
Yeah, Eagles have a good offensive line. With Jalen Hurts, I think Barkley is going to be explosive. If he just stays healthy, I think Barkley probably will have the best year out of these three. They're all on some stacked teams with good offenses and dual quarterbacks. So Mixon has a lot to deal, like share the load with Diggs and Nico and all them. But the thing is, Mixon's probably the only running back they're going to use most of the time.
Yeah, more than likely.
Barkley, they're going to have a lot of plays drawn for him, probably screens, and they're going to have the other guy, Boston Scott. They're going to play around a lot because, they like to do that tush-push kind of stuff all the time and run the ball a lot. But I see Barkley flourishing in that offense, especially when they have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. A lot of the defensive backs are going to be paying attention to them instead of Barkley. And then you still got Hurts to worry about. So I think Barkley's going to have a good, probably close to 2,000 scrimmage yards, maybe, if everything goes well for him. But that's what I think.
I mean, I'm on the fence between Mixon and Barkley. Of course, Mixon. I'm being a little biased here. But I just think because Mixon not only can run the ball, he has hands too. So even though he's going to be sharing with other targets, I'm sure they're going to try and play a balanced offense. That way they can open up the field downfield. So I don't know. I'm leaning more towards Mixon. I'm kind of worried about Barkley with his history with the injuries. Mixon has had his own history as well, but it has not been as serious as Barkley. So I'm hoping for a good year for Mixon and Barkley. I'm sure he's going to go off too, but I think adding those elements with him being able to not only to run it but to catch it, Mixon is going to have a better year.
Yeah, it sucks though. I like Henry, but I don't know. I guess Baltimore doesn't like Henry, so we'll see what happens. Give him the ball 13 times, I guess. You got to do better than that.
And another thing, after weeks of negotiations, Tim Tatsu's team have agreed to, I forget how to say this one, Murtazif or something like that. They're going to be fighting in Orlando October 19th, and he's looking to, follow in the footsteps of his father and chase after the title once again. Other than that, we also have the upcoming Joshua and Dubois fight on the 21st. Joshua's team is already eyeing their next bout, and promoter Eddie Hearn showed interest in Fury once again. If Joshua stands the test against Dubois, they look to set up a match against the winner of the Fury-Usyk rematch. Hearn said, quote, "I know that if he wins September 21st, the only fight he will want is the winner of Usyk versus Fury 2. Don't get me wrong, he has always wanted to fight Fury. He will do it, but when the decision is read out on September 21st, he will want the winner of that fight because he's the only one fight away from being undisputed himself. But if it could be Fury to fight Fury for undisputed, it would be immense. If Usyk wins, he will want to fight Usyk. Ben Davison has said to me, if he fights Usyk, he will knock him out. He had no game plan going into those other fights with Usyk." End quote.
They need more heavyweights, man. We've seen these people fight so many times already. They just keep fighting. Let's fight each other. Let's again, Okay. I mean, Usyk already beat Dubois. He already beat Joshua too. Like, he beat Fury, but now he has to fight Fury again. But it's all good. They're exciting fights. I like the guy that beat Jared Anderson a couple weeks ago. His name was I forgot what his name was. Anyway, the way he dominated Jared Anderson, which was undefeated by the way on a hot streak. This guy just came at him so calm and collective, hit him with the cleanest uppercuts I've seen. Like a big guy could throw. This guy was a big guy, man, and he was throwing it like quick. That guy's good. I think his name's Kalempi or something like that. Now he's someone that you want to look into for the heavyweight. But there's a lot of fights going on soon. I think next week too, right?
Yeah, one of your favorites, Canelo, has his big match, and they have a stacked card on that one. They're going up against UFC Noche, no?
Yeah, so it's going to be a crazy everything next week, Saturday, September 14th, which is also my birthday. It's going to be insane. So this Canelo card, you got Rolly on the card, which is, you know, everyone always wants to watch a Rolly fight. You got Rolly, you got Caleb Plant against McCumbee, you got Lara against Danny Garcia, and then you got Canelo versus Berlanga, right?
Yep.
That fight by itself, I wouldn't have watched the card, but that whole card, yeah, I'll watch it now. I'll watch it now.
Yeah, I don't know if because I like the card at UFC too, but I'm really kind of leaning towards the boxing, it seems, because this card is just so stacked. UFC is stacked, but it's not. I feel like it's not as stacked, in my opinion.
No, you're right. I mean, all they have is O'Malley that's going to be the headliner, which he must see, must see TV all the time. So that's something that I think UFC has over the boxing match. But then other than that, there's really not much else. You got Grasso versus Valentina rematch. You have Ortega fighting Lopez, but it's nothing.
I really want to see that Grasso fight, though.
Yeah,
that's one of the ones I do want to see.
But I want to watch Plant. I want to watch Lara. I want to watch Rolly. I can't say the same for I want to watch Brian Ortega. I'm not gonna say that. I thought
I'm not gonna say that.
I thought Holloway and Topuria were gonna fight this card, but I think they're fighting next card. Now that's the fight. That's good. I want to check that one out, man. That one's gonna be good. But I got Canelo by stoppage. He probably stops for
stoppage.
Probably in the 8th or 7th. He's just gonna play with Berlanga. Berlanga's not ready. I don't even know how he got the title shot. Oh, you know how he got it?
Because he's ducking Benavidez.
That's the only reason he got it.
Oh, man.
Man. Oh, then we got Dimitri Bivol versus Beterbiev.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up in October. Now, that card's pretty good, too. Who else is fighting? I forget who else is fighting. Oh, Shakur. Shakur Stevenson's on that card.
Yeah, Shakur is on that card.
But yeah, that one's going to be good. So we got a lot of boxing stuff going on. We're going to hit it hard to end the year.
Definitely. And speaking of ending, we're going to end this set here soon. As you all may know, I wasn't sure if we were going on, so we're just going to throw out a real quick episode because I really didn't want to miss another week, to be honest with you. I try to stay consistent as much as possible. But we will close it out with some wrestling as we get into Rhodes. What is it called? Bash in Berlin that just passed. Cody Rhodes went on to defeat Kevin Owens in the first matchup, retaining the title, which was a pretty decent matchup. Nothing to complain about. Really, the only one I had a kind of a gripe with was Belair and Cargill getting the title back from the Unholy Union. I was really liking Isla Dawn and Alba Fire with the title. Unfortunately, that has come to an end. I'm sure they'll have a feud or something of that nature. We'll have to wait and see where that goes. Punk went on to defeat McIntyre. What I didn't care about this one was he hit 4 GTSs. I just felt like that was overly done, but Great build up to that match. I love heel Drew McIntyre. It's the best work he's done in a long time, and I hope he's here to stay for a while. Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest defeated Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio via pinfall. That one, I really thought Dom and Morgan were going to win with Judgment Day interfering, but they made Rhea and Priest look strong, taking out the Judgment Day, then going on to take out both Morgan and Dominic. And then the main event was Gunther and Orton. I loved the ending of this one because Orton never tapped out and ended up passing out. It kind of reminded me of the Brett and Stone Cold moment. Where Stone Cold is bleeding, he passes out, he doesn't ever quit type thing. So I love the way they ended that one, and I could see Gunther going on to have a long title reign just like he did with the Intercontinental title, and I would love to see that as well. Now NXT, they had their own thing in No Mercy where Nathan Fraser and Axiom ended up defeating Chase U to become NXT Tag Team Champions once again. Chase U only had it for so long, and Ridge Holland ended up turning on all of them, taking them all out. Now, the second one was Wentz and Wes Lee, who used to be partners in MSK and the Rascals, but, had the falling out. Lee had his heel turn and took him and Trey Miguel out from the Rascals and said, they left him. So they went on to have this match. Right before that, though, on the Friday before that, Wentz had just won the X Division title. So he came out with his X Division title. Moving forward, Kalani Jordan beat Wendy Chu for the Women's North American Championship. I didn't really care for... it was all right, but honestly, I don't care for Wendy Chu's new gimmick where she's like a gothic, psycho chick that wears onesie pajamas. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't get it either. Yeah, I didn't get it. I didn't get the one before it, and then I don't get this one either.
Yeah, I don't care that they have her in that gimmick, that sleepy gimmick or whatever the hell they want to call it. But moving forward, Obafemi did defeat what's his name, Tony D'Angelo by pinfall, which I don't know who they're gonna have come up or step up to Obafemi now, because Obafemi, just the way they've been selling him, everything, he looks like a monster, he acts like one, he carries himself like one, and I really enjoy Obafemi and what he's doing over there in NXT. I can't wait to see him get to the main roster, just like Tony D'Angelo. I can't wait to see him get to the main roster.
I think Obafemi's gonna get to the main roster a lot quicker because they got rid of that guy that was in New Day, right? Maybe they need
Odyssey Jones. Yeah, I was kind of not upset because I like Odyssey Jones to an extent, but I kind of got into what they were doing there, where Xavier Woods is like, "Hey, we can't replace Big E. We can't do that," and kind of upset. And they were showing that the New Day was showing some cracks, all that. I was hoping that was going to go. They were going to go through with that. I don't know where they're going to take that now. Well, I guess just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But the women's title match, the NXT Women's Championship, was defended by Roxanne Perez, and she defeated Miss Parker. Where I was kind of upset by this one. I was hoping Jada Parker was going to take that one because I'm a real big fan of Jada Parker. And just the way she carries herself, the way she cuts promos, she's just got it, I feel like. And Roxanne, I've always been a fan of Roxanne, but honestly, I don't really care for her promos. That's the only downside I feel like to her. But she ended up winning the title, and Julia showed up. Julia. Wedding singer. I don't know if you've seen that one. Anyway, Julia showed up finally and faced off with Roxanne. And we'll just have to wait and see what comes of that. I know she ended up interrupting Roxanne on NXT after she was already interrupted. I believe it was by Jada Parker. So maybe we'll see some three-way there or something. We'll just have to wait and see. But the main event of NXT's No Mercy was Ethan Page versus Joe Hendry. And man, did I believe in this one. Freaking Joe Hendry had so many false finishes or opportunities to end the match. It was insane. And you could tell that the fans were at the edge of their seats the whole time because they thought the same thing. Hey, maybe he is going to win the title. Trick called it down the middle. Didn't really give anybody any problems aside from having some issues with Pete Dunne. I don't even know what name he meant. But I guess he meant Butch, right? No.
We won't
Pete
say
Dunne's
it.
all mad about that. But he ended up getting into it with Pete Dunne at the end of the match, and also had an issue with Ethan Page. But Page obviously won with some shorthanded tactics. Joe Hendry was about to go for the standing ovation, and with Pete Dunne on the side distracting Trick Willie, he ended up kicking him right where the sun don't shine. I know I'm not talking about the booty. I'm talking about the balls. So anyway, he ended up doing that, hit the standing ovation on Joe Hendry, and retained the title. So it was a real good up and down match. I feel like that was probably one of the best matches in that card because they knew when to pick it up and when to bring it down just to, keep the fans interested.
Yeah.
Other than that, I didn't get to talk about that one pay-per-view. What is it called? All In. But to be honest with you, if I did, we'd be here forever. This thing had 11 matches on the card, and I think like 4, I can't remember exactly, it was like 4 or 5 of them were multi-man matches, like 8-man tag, 12-man tag, 12-man gauntlet, yeah, 10-man tag. And it's like, what, we're just getting out of hand here. So like, I mean, I didn't care for those matches. The only one I actually tuned in to really see was Swerve and Bryan Danielson, excuse me. Bryan Danielson ended up winning. It was a career versus title match. And now it seems that, I was going to call him Jungle Boy, the scapegoat, Jack Perry, will be trying to take on Bryan Danielson soon because he ended up attacking him on last Wednesday's episode. I still haven't watched this Wednesday's episode, but I don't know. To be honest with you,
I don't know.
But it was great though, man. The Swerve Strickland fight and Bryan Danielson fight. It was the only one on the card that I feel like was really a big match. It had that big match feel. The way they came out, the crowd was up here the entire time, and it just gave off that aura of like, yeah, this is gonna be a good one. And it was. They delivered. I loved how Bryan Danielson was selling to the crowd and his daughter, because his daughter Birdie and his son Buddy were there with Brie right there at ringside. Well, not ringside. They were, in the crowd by the barricade, but ringside. They were sitting ringside. The whole time he was getting beat up, he was reaching for his kid, and like, I'm sorry, because the whole story was that his kid didn't want him to go through with it. His kid was tired of seeing him getting beat up and wanted him to stay home. She wanted him to lose, essentially, to stay home. But, of course, she was losing her mind, seeing her dad getting beat. And Bryan Danielson was just perfect with it, man. He sold that thing perfectly. I absolutely loved that match. It was probably one of my favorite AEW matches thus far. I can't really tell you if I would have to look back on all of them, because early AEW I followed more than now AEW.
Yeah, but it's understandable. But yeah, I like that.
But yeah,
He's a good guy.
I do like. I gotta say, I do like where they're going with Jack Perry, dropping the whole Jungle Boy gimmick, doing the scapegoat thing. He's now TNT champion. He made his own belt. You know, he just seems like he has more of a seriousness to him. He was never gonna go anywhere with that Jungle Boy gimmick, never. So it's nice to see him back in the fold and actually doing something good. And I hope to see where he goes with this one. I just think I was going to say, I don't think he should be in the main title picture. I think he should stay in the secondary title picture. But Bryan Danielson and him are almost the same size, so I guess I can't say that.
Should be a good match whenever they do link up. Should be good.
But other than that, I did want to mention, I don't know if people remember, we talked about the game Concord that came out for the PlayStation. It was kind of a Overwatch type deal, you know. That one I wanted to get, and it's a good thing I didn't, because now they're sending out refunds. They're shutting down the service. It hasn't even been a whole month, I don't think, since the game released, and now they're just seems to be calling it quits. I don't know if they'll get back on it. I doubt it, because they're sending out refunds, and they're saying if you have a physical copy, you got to go take that up with wherever you bought it from and get your refund there. But it seems like Concord is essentially dead now.
Yep. Hey, I saw that. They spent like so much money on that. And then they compared it to that other game that came out. What was it called? Wukong or something like that?
Oh, really? How are they going to compare it to Black Myth?
No, like, as far as the time and development that they put into
okay, got you.
They didn't spend a lot of money like Concord did, and then the developers, they're actually like friends from like college days, so there is some sort of camaraderie and connection when they made the Wukong game. But then Concord, it says like they spent all this money for 10 years, got all these like investments, like, and they
even had like big movie stars do it too, so that's crazy.
I know
that's unfortunate for PlayStation.
That new game, Warhammer, I think it's another Warhammer game coming out. Marine. You should, y'all need to look into it, man. That game looks good. It looks really good.
Did you know there's a Warhammer VR?
Oh, I bet. Where's it at? You have it or what?
No, I want to get it though. I gotta get it. That seems awesome. I did get that PlayStation VR PC adapter, so I have been messing around with those a little bit. Trying to. Well, I haven't really played that much on there. Just mainly Rec Room and some of the other free games, because I only have the Walking Dead VR games on PC, but I also have them on PS4, so I don't feel like playing them because the VR headset has that haptic feedback, and so do the controllers on the PlayStation, and they don't do that on the PC. So
you gotta get the Helldivers, dude. That's a good game.
I do. I've heard good things. I still need to check it out. I did check out that college football. That was pretty dope. I enjoyed it a lot more than I did Madden, and but the last time I really played Madden like that was Madden 17. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the new ones were like or anything like that. But that is all we have for you guys today. I thought we were only going to go like 30 minutes. Unfortunately, it went a little bit longer, but we did come on air just so we can deliver the content we've always promised you guys, and we appreciate all your love and support. Thank y'all for tuning in and continuing to support us.
Definitely. Hope, the future is bright. We got a lot of things to talk about all the time. Appreciate discussions. I just want to do a quick shout out to the bakery I'm going to go to after this. But if you're in San Antonio, go to Bedoy's Bakery. It's off of Hillcrest or Hildebrand. There's two of them. Best bakery ever. Go check it out.
Oh, I thought you were going to send a shout out to the captain. Is he on here?
Oh, Pat. Hey, y'all go listen to my boy Pat's new song.
Oh no,
Captain.
he's not on here. I
If you
don't
have
think
him on social media-
he's watching.
If you have him on social media, I'm pretty sure you've seen him share it because he's like spamming it right now. But you know, you gotta do.
Spamming it right now.
That's what you gotta do. Just share everybody your song.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Go with it, man. And Storm, do that. Let's do that. Hey,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
love y'all. Happy Friday. Love y'all. Going.
Yep. Y'all stay safe. Have a great weekend, and be careful out there. Dang, you got some competition.
Uh-oh. I'll check it out.
All right, love you guys. Y'all be careful out there, and y'all stay safe this weekend. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.